Welcome to Iconic Movie Reviews, and today I'm going to share a little bit about my thoughts on movies, TV shows, that kind of stuff, and just random thoughts of the day, if you will. So I hope to make this a weekly thing. Do this on Sundays, and I'll call it Iconic Thoughts. So it's going to be really random stuff that just comes to the top of my head. Stuff that maybe I thought about before and I feel like I need to address it. And I thought, why not do this while I'm prepping my coffee? So this is what I do. Right now I have Starbucks Pike Place ground coffee. I used to get the beans. Which I don't mind because then you can grind up the beans, but grounds aren't so bad either. So anyways, so today I thought I watch a lot of movie reviews. Chris Stuckman, Jeremy Johns, Beyond the Movie Trailer, a bunch of others, and I also like watching up and coming YouTube movie reviewers as well. It's kind of funny in some ways. This might be kind of weird, but it kind of feels like a movie where you have, like drugs or something where somebody's prepping something and then they gotta go. Anyways, that's very random. I don't know why I did that, but I found out in movies they actually use baking soda, if you ever wanted to know that, to make it look like they're actually snorting crack. I am not going to do that with coffee because I think it would hurt like a bitch. So I'm not going to do that. Just going to continue to make my coffee. But yeah, my point is I like watching up and coming YouTubers who are making movie reviews, and I'm realizing it's a small community. And yeah, it's growing each day, but it's actually hard to come up with new ideas, new videos, new ways of making videos and reviews and all that kind of stuff. I find it exhausting. It could take sometimes if you're editing a video, it could take you as long as a day to make one video. So you see some guys with hundreds of videos out there. I think I almost have 50 videos or something like that out there. And there are a bunch of videos that I just deleted or whatever I didn't like. So now if there's a video that I do that I don't like, I just unlist it. And then maybe later I can come back and retweak it, or, kind of like George Lucas. Whenever he comes back to Star Wars, he keeps redoing them, trying to make them better, and he's actually making them worse. But I like the idea of coming back to my older videos and looking at them and go, wow, that was crap. Hopefully I improved my videos. So yeah, so this is what I do. I make myself a cup of coffee, and then I do a movie review. I'd like to do some videos that are a little bit more funny, because lately I'm finding that when I walk out of a movie and I have high expectations, I get a little, I won't say depressed, I get a little upset that I wasted 2 hours watching a movie. And my plan with making this movie review channel was, if I can get to the movie first and let you know, hey, this is well worth the investment of going to see the movie, then I've done my job. I like to be unbiased. I like to showcase stuff that I like about the movie, and also sometimes my biased opinion comes across. I'll be honest, I like superhero movies, but I'm not so nerdy that I want to collect all the comics. Like I used to do that when I was a kid. But if I have to go to a movie, and if I don't understand the movie and I have to go read a book, or if I have to go online and type out stuff and just to try and figure out what was going on, I think there's something wrong with the movie. So I don't want to have to always dig into a backstory. Like, I just watched The Predator, and I actually watched a couple of movie reviewer guys. One guy, I think his name is, I want to say John Daly. I hope I'm not getting your channel wrong. You have like 800 subscribers right now. And you make some interesting points. You rank the Predators. I think you ranked the original Predator first, and then Predator 2, I think it was. Oh no, Predators, and then you rank The Predator, and then Predator 2 last. So I'll be honest, I did not see Predator 2 or The Predators. And because of your review, I might actually go and watch those movies. I might go, if they're not available on Amazon or Netflix, I might just rent them. Because I am curious to see how those movies did compared to The Predator. And that name kind of bugged me a little bit, The Predator. As if it's a prequel, they should have called it, I don't know, Predator Returns or something. I don't know what they should have done. But call it something. Predator something. I think that would work better than The Predator. Because, like other people are saying, what are you going to do if you have another one? The Predator Returns, a Predator, whatever. Like, I don't know. It's kind of silly. But I'm thinking about doing a review on Jaws from a bit of a different perspective, because I think to do it right, I think you have to look at the movie Jaws from the perspective of the shark, because I think that's what the movie is really about. Originally, I thought the movie was about these three guys that go after the shark because he comes to their town and starts killing their people. But I don't think that's what Jaws is about. I think Jaws, I'm going to call the shark Bruce just to give him some personality. But I think Jaws is a simple misunderstanding. It's the wrong shark at the wrong place at the wrong time. I think that's the synopsis of what the movie is about. And if you bear with me, I will give you my observations of that movie, and hopefully you can understand where I'm coming from, and have a little bit more, I guess, a little bit more sympathy for the shark. So, the beginning of the movie, Bruce is out swimming around in the ocean, and he comes upon a snack that is basically just a little bit close to shore, but he comes upon a snack, and just like any other snack, sometimes the seals and stuff get too close to shore. So he decides to have a snack. Whoa, was that a mistake? Because that snack did not taste very good. And he kept trying to just have a little nibble to see what it would taste like. And then all of a sudden he noticed that, it started to bleed, and it wasn't a seal. He thought it was a seal. So he made a mistake. Bruce the shark made a mistake. And it's actually a case of mistaken identity, because the next day, some kid had a flipper or had a fin on his back and was swimming around scaring people. And this got the sheriff really mad because he thought it was Bruce. So they ended up getting a team together, a guy that got, I guess, his ship, when he was on the USS Indianapolis, his name is Quinn, I believe, his ship sank because of a Japanese torpedo. And Bruce's cousins they just happened to be in the neighborhood, and they thought, oh look, free snacks. So they started eating all these snacks that were in the ocean, and Quinn got mad because these tiger sharks were snacking on his friends. So now he's a little bitter. So he's like, hell yeah, I'm going to be on the team because I want to go after Bruce. So they go out in a boat, And again, this is mistaken identity, and Bruce was out swimming around, and all of a sudden, one of the guys from the ship harpoons Bruce with this rope and a harpoon, and it's tied to these buoys, and Bruce is trying to get away. He's like, hey, somebody shot me in the back, and I got to get out of here. So he's trying to leave, and this boat is following him. And it's actually sad because he's trying to submerge and he keeps popping up. So then he turns and goes back to the boat because he wants to tell these guys, hey, get this thing off my back and help me out. So then they started chasing after him, taking shots with the rifle and stuff and shooting him. And Bruce thought that they were actually giving him snacks because he came back to give them their buoys back and the harpoon that's in the back. He wanted it out. And so he comes up to the boat and he sees, oh, they're giving me snacks. So Bruce comes out of the water and he gets a little bit too close to Roy Schneider's character. And then Roy says, we're going to need a bigger boat. And Bruce is like, well, why do you need a bigger boat? This boat is fantastic. And Bruce thought the boat was so fantastic that he actually, at the end of the movie, he basically said, you know what? I love this boat and can I come on board and I want to ride the boat with you guys. So he jumped up onto the front end of the boat and Bruce had put on a little bit of weight from snacking so much. And so the boat actually tipped upwards and Quinn accidentally fell into the shark's mouth and Bruce was trying to cough him up. He was trying to gag. You could see Bruce the shark gagging to try and get rid of Quinn so as he didn't want to hurt him. And when he bit down, he accidentally, because there's a reflex in Bruce's jaw that once you bite down, you can't open it up. So it wasn't his fault. So he thought he would take Quinn out of the boat and give him CPR at the bottom of the ocean. And it didn't work, so he came back up to tell his friends that he tried to use CPR on Quinn and Quinn didn't make it. For some reason, he can't breathe underwater. So anyway, so Bruce comes back to the ship and the sheriff takes a tank and shoves it into Bruce's mouth. And Bruce is a smart shark, so he thinks, oh, the sheriff is giving me an oxygen tank that I can take to Quinn, and maybe if I hook up the tank to Quinn, I could resuscitate him, bring him back to life, and then I could bring Quinn back to the ship, and we could be best friends. But that doesn't happen because Bruce can't get it out of his mouth, can't get the oxygen tank out of his mouth. So he's trying to help Quinn. Quinn's dead. He's dead. He's not coming back. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to go back to the sheriff on the ship and I'm going to tell him that I couldn't use the oxygen tank and I'm going to give you the tank back. So Bruce goes back to the ship and he pops his head up and he looks around for the sheriff and he's like, I got your tank. Take your tank back, because it's now lodged in his mouth and he can't swallow a metal tank and he's trying to give it back to the sheriff. And the sheriff pulls out his gun and says, smile, you son of a bitch, and blows him up to smithereens. So I'm very sad for Bruce the shark. Very sad. So I think it's just a simple case of misunderstanding in the movie Jaws. So my question to you is, have you seen the movie Jaws? Do you feel for me? Do you feel for the shark in this movie like I did? Like I wept. When Bruce blew up the smithereens, I wept for him. I really did. It was very sad day. And then they're laughing like the sheriff and Richard Dreyfuss from Holland's Opus or whatever. He comes back up from this cage or whatever that was broken. And that was a misunderstanding too, because Bruce was trying to tickle the guy in the cage. And it was just a simple misunderstanding. He accidentally broke the cage. Anyways, so these two guys are swimming away at the end of the movie and they're laughing about this. They're laughing at the expense of Bruce. So it's very sad. Anyways, I'm sad now about Bruce the Shark's demise. Anyways, thanks for watching, and stay iconic.